Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another review that we're doing. This time it's for Danpoole. Um, let's see what we can find out from the very base of his character and check if his talents are alright and then analyze his gameplay a bit. In advance, I just finished the gym, so my voice might be a tiny bit tired, and I hope everybody is fine by that. Besides that, I tried something new with the overlay in OBS. So the stream might be a bit stretched. I hope it's not too bad. But this way, we should have everything centered. Last few videos were a bit scuffed in that regard. Um, First of all, when I check your character, you've basically got everything perfect. You're missing a few gems, obviously, like rings, your wrist and your belt, but that's not too bad. So after that, enchants look fine, stat distribution looks fine, so that all looks very good. If I had to guess, it looks like that could be my character copied, or like Dorito, obviously. But in general, obviously, this is very good. Um, very, very well done. Besides that, you run a very basic talent build. Besides that, you were running, I saw it earlier, 1 point chief proficiency and wind walking instead of swift art. Um, if I had to guess, this walking is based on the Wind Waker talent. Because people assume this does not work because it's red when you select it in game, if you are not selecting wind walking as well. This, however, is wrong. This talent works even if you have not talented this one. This is not a terrible talent by any means. You can always play that, but it's not a great talent either. So you're better off not running this. Um, Usually Swift Art is just a bit better. Very small thing, but it does help. Obviously, besides that, you're running the very standard talent build that I'm also running. Rushing Jadewind instead of Transfer the Power can be good, can be swapped around. It's not that big of a deal, but it gives you more stacks to Mark of the Crane, so that's always big. Besides that, cheap proficiency over here is my flex talent. So if I need a detox or like energy transfer, for example, this is usually what I swap. Or maybe if I need bounce back. Um, this is my flex talent, and wind working is in Swift Art usually. Besides that, you run a very similar build to what I'm running. You should be around 15% haste. After that, your full mastery. It looks very good. There's not even a lot that I can tell you. This is very good. Enchanted, Cursed Mastery, because you do not need the crit, and you can take the loss of crit basically. It's very good. So I think there's not a lot you can optimize over here. That's basically perfect from what I can tell. Obviously, very small thing. Being a Dark Iron, I hope by the way this is your correct character. I tried to guess. Being a Dark Iron dwarf is also good because it is one of the better ratios that you can have right now. It is not as good as I'd say Gnome and Orc, but maybe right now into certain classes, namely Feral and SP, it's decent and maybe even great. So it might be better into some matchups and might be worse into others. So overall, not a big deal. Let's see your gameplay. I am very at the start of the match, so I haven't watched anything. I have yet to figure stuff out, so I'm watching it for the first time. I can spot on the first second into the game basically. I really like that you're tracking your kicks. That is very good, but you're missing your team CDs. This can be okay because you're not wanting to over track stuff. Namely, you want to be able to focus on everything going on, but it makes it harder to respond to what your team is doing. Sometimes you do not need to trinket, for example, if your druid iron barks or barks, in general barks, or your healer gets stunned but he has pre-wall to go. This gets more important the higher you go, obviously, because if you're playing at the level that you're playing at right now, this should be, I assume, around 750 to 1800-ish, according to yourself. This means people will still overlap CDs, and the game is in general a bit shorter. If you go higher than this, for example, like I think currently it's probably like 1950 to 2K-ish, then people will start to respond differently to CDs. There is not a lot of overlapping anymore. It shouldn't be. There still is, obviously, but people try to trade efficiently. So, for example, if you pop and get, for example, the Unholy DK makes a go on yourself, um, then usually you are the only person pressing a CD and not your healer as well, because then you just lose the round quicker. Besides that, into this comp, I'd advise running Disarm. I'm seeing it down here, so I assume that you're already running it. Rushing Jadewind obviously is very good into Unholy DK because of all the pets that you get the stacks out. Um, Funnily enough, this is something where targeting comes into play. Like I said, I have not seen yet what you're going to do, but I would not go for the SP here. SP is so tanky and delays the game for so long that I would say going for the Unholy DK might be better overall. This can be a bad call in lower MMR because the Shadow Priest in general is not as tanky there, probably because he's obviously not as used to being drained and also not as proficient with his defensives. But in higher MMR, I've straight up said, let's not go Shadow Priest because I can't kill him. Let's go hit the DK. And we usually result in getting kills easier that way. For my own personal taste, these two weak auras down here, or these three in general, are too far away to be useful. Um, for Obviously, this is what everybody else has to decide. It can be good for you, but if I track this part of the monitor, basically, then it's very hard to spot this down here because you always have to tilt your head depending obviously on what you're doing. Like, just because it's not good for me doesn't mean it has to be bad for you. This is something that you have to figure out yourself. What do you need from your UI? Besides that, I like your target frames. This is very standard. Most of the people do that. I, for one, I have my nameplates down here where your healer is right now. This is something others don't like. So, like I said, it's personal preference. Just for my taste, seeing at first glance, this might be a bit rough. I just say we start this. I think you have the Windwalking talent up here, so that's something that I would probably drop for Swift Art if you like it. It's very small. It's just a root purge, so or I mean a snare purge, so you can play whatever you like. I am hoping that the audio is fine. Oh, wait, let's go back a tiny bit. I want to see what build you're running. I can't get it to go where I need to. Okay. Yeah, it is as I said earlier. You're running the Windwalking talent instead of Swift Art. Besides that, it's very standard. A lot of people go for Detox. I do not think Detox is worth it, especially not into DK and SP, because the SP, while Devouring Plague obviously hits hard, you have to basically perma purge it, and the DK with his plagues will always just well reapply them basically instantly. I talked to a lot of DKs and they all said, yeah, they do not care if you purge it. So after talking to a few healers, they also said a similar thing. So I just don't give a shit. Let's see. First of all, important, you play a flame-centered mock and you use a Cinder main charger. Very good mount choice. Really like that. Oh, your call going DK. Very good. Really like that. Good decision. I like it. You first move away from the feral. That's very nice. Place your port. Instantly nice. I like the remount. This is all very good already. You already have like a very good start because you placed your port, got the remount, and you do not run over the feral because the DK will always try to put dots on you or get you out. Yeah, well, the feral has a bad call here. He wants to go SP. A lot of people do still. It is a bit of a misconception. Um, However, it is okay. You can go for him and cleave the DK. I just wouldn't go. I think your call is better than his. Mm, don't try to insta kick. This is something that I see a lot. Wait, I'm going to go back a tiny bit because I can tell you exactly what's in his head. His statue is here. If you not mount up, you can just grab a Mark of the Crane stack here. It's not important into this, but it's fine. Um, when you're here, the DK is over here, and the Feral is already opening on the SP. What you can do is grab a stack here with Tiger Palm and incap the DK so he doesn't instantly grip the Feral. In a higher level game, you would always see the Feral being gripped back so he doesn't open with all his dots on the SP. And then you walk here, and he wants to get kicked. He will cast now just so you drop down and kick him. See, you waste a global, or you use a global. It's not really wasted. Um, but he will instantly fake now because you're on him and he knows that you want to kick. And in a lot of melee sprains, it's, oh, I see a cast, I need to instantly kick. And that's giving him precook. Then you see Psyfiend spawns. This should be your immediately target, basically. You swap over it and kill the Psyfiend. Really important. The Psyfiend lives too long and you waste too much time on the healer. This is already way too much time on the healer. You can start in the opener and then just move away from him. The Psyfiend is super annoying and you need to instantly kill it. In general, by the way, this is a very good lobby for you. You're decent in all of these classes, at least in Shuffle. Yeah, you're ignoring the Psyfiend, and you're triple DRing the stun. If you hold your leg sweep here, it is way better than what you did. You forced Icebound Fortitude, so it's obviously a win for you. The problem with it is that if you held it, he would have to use Icebound Fortitude regardless because he's dropping low. What you can, however, do is you can clash the Mistweaver and then sweep, because that would mean he's in a full CD, like a sweep, like 4 seconds, and your Feral could try to sweep off. If he fakes it, he can even Cyclone the DK, and you would basically win in the opener because chances are both are trinketing it. You get Icebound Fortitude, double trinket, and then you win the game. Really important thing, you need to kill Psyfiends. Psyfiends higher priority, really important. Mm, your disarm is a bit too early. When you track the CDs he has up, there is not yet his Unholy Frenzy. This is the big thing that you watch out that you want to disarm. Um, right now, there's basically just grabby hands and that's it. So your disarm is too early, which results in you will probably get a lot more damage taken in a moment because he has his CDs afterwards. I'll let you know when I can see it. I like that you're both on the same page. You got Revival, your Karma is good because he doesn't have an AMS. I will tune down a tiny bit. Wait. Now, you even track it with Gladiator Losses A. Really good in general. I like that you're tracking it. Your Feral is actually doing like a lot over here. The Stundia is coming, the DK pops Unholy Frenzy, and he instantly stuns it. This will force a trinket. Or it should force a trinket or human trinket. Um, you've got basically only Cocoon left and Swap as defensive for the DK. Lich-Born also very good. The Conduit, you don't really care for it. The Rob was okay. Was just stopping a few of the pets. There's a Psyfiend again. You need to kill the Psyfiend. Your wall is okay. However, what you can do in that situation, you can just defuse it. You've got dots on yourself. The most of the DK damage right now is magical because of the dots. Just defusing is alright. It's not terrible to use your wall, but in general you can just save it. I might be too conservative with it as well, though. It can be fine to use it as it's alright. Nice incap. Really good sweep. You could have tried to clash the Mistweaver in. In general, this is looking very clean by you. Now you can swap, probably on the SP. That would be the best call. Actually, now that the Mistweaver ports, your Feral should have a stun soon. He's basically dead. His port was terrible, so chances are you can kill him here. Your Feral is not seeing it, and you break the this yeah, a bit unfortunate. I know you will hate the clone, but the clone is so good right now because it gives your healer time to catch back up. I'm not sure if he still has Rewind and Emerald Communion. I would have to go back and check it, but in general, this clone is very good because it stops you guys from falling further behind and gives the dragon time to catch up. Instantly you're topped, and the Psyfiend, your Feral is going for it. Really nice. Yeah, the communion here is good. Keeps you back into the game. I like it. Mm, good trinket. I like it. I like it. You can Karma in 2 seconds again and you're completely chilling. If you sweep now, it's basically game over. Yeah, okay. Um, Legit, very good round. I'm really impressed by the Feral. The Feral played it really well. The clone was giga insane. What you could have done in the end, after the knock up, you can just sweep. He can't dodge it, and there's just no pressure coming anymore. The SP could have swapped, so you could have covered that with an incap, but for the rating you're at, it's really good. Like, well done. You have Karma, you have Diffuse, I think. Maybe I'm wrong on the Diffuse. I do not see it. Maybe you used it, and I'm just blind. Um, oh yeah, you used it. Ignore me. You did well. You didn't overlap Karma with time dilation as well, so all good. Well done. Really good round by you. Really clean. This is probably one of the harder rounds, um, but you can easily win this as well. I would still go DK, but you will probably have to use your incaps and Ring of Pieces for the Feral. Yep, your talents are fine. Like I said, I would probably swap your Wind Walking for the slow removal, but besides that, it's good. You get stunned. What you can try to do here, the game starts, you place your port, and then you flying Serpent Kick over here, and try to grab Chief from the DK, and then try to fist the Feral Opener. That he opens so swiftly is. I don't want to call it bad by him. In general, it's good because it doesn't give you the chance to stack up your dodge higher. But I probably think it's better from your end to flank Serpent Kick and try to get him out. But it's a very small optimization. Your mount up basically wastes 2 seconds. It's not big, but it's rare that I mount up. I just try to grab combat as quickly as I can to not only build like the dodge chance, but in general also to gain chi and keep the game moving because I slow everybody down. Um, I usually try to get them out of stealth with flying serpent kick and insta cancel. Uh, if you get him, you can just incap him and his whole opener is gone, you know. And he has to melt and try to do it like that. And by then you have like 4 or 5 stacks and it's like a 50-50 if you dodge it. Good karma. He used so much here, he will fake you. And I'm very certain that you will get faked. Good dodge on it, but it was very obvious that this would happen. You can Ring of Peace this. Ring of Peace or incap it. Both is fine. I don't think Feral is the call, by the way. It's still DK. Don't think you can kill the Feral. I like that you are instantly reapplying slows when you reconnect. It's good. You could have ported that. You can ignore my earlier take, by the way. I think. Oh, nice Ring of Peace. Was it yours or was it just your healers? I think it was your healers because I do not see your Ring of Peace. Yeah, it was your healers. Um, what was I about to say? Earlier when he incant, you could have just fire blooded, iron blooded it. No, what is it? It's fire blood, I think. Because when he incants, you can just remove the bleeds and then you're completely chilling. Just saves you a bit of your defensives. You can use Clash more often. You're very scared to use Clash. When he gets out of form, sweep him. Yeah, nice sweep. Really good. Nice combo. Well done. You're playing this very good. Legit, nice kick. This is an overlap. This is something that should not happen. When you get Cocoon, you should not Karma. Because this way you shorten the game by like 30 seconds at least. Um, Trust him that he gets you and your SP up. The Cocoon basically is just so you don't die, so he has time to pull the SP back up. I really like your Mistweaver's clones. This, this is a bit unfortunate. Your SP dies, obviously without swapping or anything. It's a bit unfortunate, or at least I think it's without swapping because I do not see his CDs. Um, but you also have Incap to peel for him. You have Disarm for the DK earlier. Um, you can try to make him survive by disarming the DKCDs. Also, don't go for the feral because going for the feral means the little race car over here just sprints all over your SP all the time, and you just can't catch up with the unholy DK slow on you. And if you're on the DK, you will always cleave. This is something that's very important. So will the feral because obviously they are both on the SP, but he will cleave regardless anyway. So it's just easier for you to be closer to your SP, peel like that, slow the DK, root him, incap the other guy, do it like that. Quickly checking what's up. I'm not sure if Celestial is actually better here, but yeah. I think this is a matchup, by the way, where SP is good because Unholy DK is decent into it, and then you can cleave again, and the Feral will just run away from you. This is a good opener. You can already be more aggressive and go in. Um, you could argue that you want to leave the nullifying shroud stacks, but I'd flying serpent kick into the SP. I like your DK. DK grip was very good. The pet stun on top of it was shit, but it's something. This is something you need to port, or you can port. It's not that important, but it helps. Psyfiend, higher priority. I keep saying it, but Psyfiend, you need to hear Psyfiend and it needs to be gone instantly. Like, no hesitation, swap on it. If your other melee doesn't get it in like 0.1 second, you have to kill it. I'm not so sure why you walled here. The wall is not good. You're full HP and nothing is going on. Good kick. I think you need to go for the SP. You will get kited too hard here. Nice. This is very good so far. Nice interrupts with your Rising Sun kick. Oh, right, Rising Sun kick. Whirling Dragon Punch. And with your incap as well. If you'd go for the SP here, that limits what the Feral can do. You could Trinket this. Trinket might be a bit late now, but in general it's fine. You can Tiger's Lust a bit earlier and kill with Siphient. Siphient is more important. You need to do it more often. Time dilation again. This is something that you could track as well with Gladiator Lossa. And you can sweep out of this. Or you could have ringed into you right there. The setup with the blind, this is something I have to go over with you. Your DK does something incredibly good here. Because obviously he covers both the healer and the feral. The only person free is the Shadow Priest. You have incap up, so you could incap here, give him one global and sweep out. So they are both in CC and in lockdown, and he can't swap except if he trinkets. He doesn't have a trinket, so you will force a trinket from the healer here, and this opens him up for either a strangulate or even worse for him, you can swap on him later down the line. Um, your sweep here is more important than lining it with conduit. Um, you should just sweep after you incap the SP here. Uh, Almost guaranteed that this will kill. Especially now that he trinkets. If you sweep here, this is game over. The Ring of Peace is actually terrible because you try to interrupt him with it instead of delaying their healing. If you sweep here, even just now, it's still fine. You win the game. There's nothing he can do. His time dilation will tick. He's off Standia. You just win. And then you get Dream Breath into like Living Flame and then or Chrono Flame. And now the Feral is on Standia again. That's really unfortunate. You probably will still win the round by pressure, but you made it a lot harder for yourself. You guys are actually kicking very nicely, and like it. You have Karma. You could have Karma. It's a nice draw, but in the end, you will kill him 100% of the time, and you can survive by just pressing Karma on the healer. You dying is a bit your own fault. It sounds harsh, but that's the case. Try to play more around your clash. You can just make a focus target clash macro, and then always use that to clash the healer close or clash the SP close, and then just multi sweep. That's also something you could have done in the last round, for example. And then you just get a dribble stun, and the game is guaranteed over. Let me plop some energy for you. Maybe you can hear it. Oh, nice. Tasty. All right. Yeah, DK is the better call. I like it. Really good. Keep insisting on that. It's very important. I usually tell people that I know it sounds shit, but just do it. I really like that you line this here. This is very good because it leaves the Feral open to start, and the Shrouds are wasted. This is something where you could resweep to get. Okay, now you can't. No, you don't need to. Power infusion. Now you can disarm. IBF, you got so much. Now you can just stick on the SP. This is something that a lot of people do. Wait, I go back a second. You force a lot of stuff right here with the MAME. You will see now he pops Lichborn and IBF and all his offensive CDs. Oh no, he just uses Death's Advance. It's not Lichborn, sorry. So Unholy Assault. Then he had like a Death's Advance and Power Infusion, obviously. But he also Trinketed and AMS'd. In just a second, he will IBF as well, like Icebound Fortitude. This is your time to swap to the SP because he takes no damage right now from your damage, but he will take like your dick. You won't use spit for it. I'm not gonna lie. You just bend him over the table. Now it's the time where he uses IBF. There it is. And this right here, if you kick the SP on this shadow cast, and you have kick, I can tell right here, then you force so much with it because he can't disperse like that. He can't swap him, and you guys just go through him like butter. Also, you have sweep, so you could also sweep him and force trinket like this. You're a bit too static in the target regard. Could also sweep like the dragon right here. Very nice meme. Your Feral actually plays so good. He's unusually for like a 17 or 1800 player. He waits his DRs and does it really well. I wouldn't be surprised if mid would be like a bit higher, like usually like around 2-1 to 2-4. He plays really well. You can't because you knocked him up with Whirling Dragon Punch earlier. In general, really good, but yeah, really nice. This was the very good clash. Good shit. You can kick the Void Torrent. Void Torrent is important to kick. I like your. I'm not too fond of that trinket, but I like your diffuse. Your diffuse came in the right timing. You delayed a lot of damage, opens your healer up to help you out. But your trinket is because you do not want to sit the displacement basically, or the fear from dispelling Vampiric Touch. Your Feral does so much work here. Another great clone, delaying his damage, stopping his damage, giving your healer time to catch back up, and in a second he will force something from the dragon as well, either with like a stun. I'm not sure if he has bash or if he has a maim, but this trinket will be gone in just a second. Yeah, really nice because he just can't be stopped. Now, exactly, yeah. I was about to say your healer needs to cocoon to keep tempo up. Unbind, backpedaling. You, it's something that people need to get used to, and they are not that fond of it. But you should unbind backpedaling and bind just strafing left and right, and then just kite back like that. Because what you're doing right here is you're not getting any distance from him. You're just taking dick while moving backwards in RP walk. Backpedaling is very easy to fix, and it's something that should have like very high priority for you to fix. That is not a good stun. You could Fire Blood here and force like everything else. Because you still have Wall out and it's very good. So, like, if you Fire Blooded earlier, you cleanse like 9 dots and get a lot of main stat for offensive pressure. And you just remove a bit of damage. It opens your healer up to just heal the Feral. I mean, he's obviously doing it as also 100% of the time. But yeah, it's just good to do. I like that you killed the Psy Fiend. Well done. You could have sweeped here. You can sweep now. You can sweep now. You can sweep now. You're too hesitant with your sweep. Now you just sweep one target. You could have gotten two. Incap the healer and it's a win. Now either he should clone the DK. Oh, nice. Ah, okay. Well done. Usually in a higher MMR lobby, this will not happen like this in the end. I just mention it because obviously you're not in a higher MMR lobby, so you play according to that. However, in a higher MMR lobby, you should try to double sweep because that forces the communion earlier. Also, it opens your Feral up to clone the communion because the SP can't stop it really. Because you have an incap, you can stop it. The DK can't get out. He might actually be able to, so I might be trolling, but at least you will force his trinket, and then it's just forcing the dragon to communion because the DK will die earlier. You just hold your sweep a bit too long, a bit earlier. It's not terrible, just a very small thing. In general, this whole lobby is actually playing really well. Obviously, there's small stuff to do better, but positioning is very good. Kicks are on point. everybody is fulfilling his role that he has. The SP tries to kite you away from your port and from your healer. The Feral is cloning, is maiming on DR. The DK is trying to prevent it with AMS, grips people together, strangulates them. The Dragon flies over them. Obviously, numbers in general are still low. Like your DPS is very good, your Ferals is decent, your DKs is good, but low as in the healing is not as on point as it could be. Um, if you'd play this round, for example, with Netty or Lonta or Franco or whatever, they'd find a way to shut more damage down with sleepwalkers on you, for example, and also keep him up in the end because they are not overlapping as many CDs. Like I said, very smart stuff. You're doing great. Legit, keep it up. I'm not as fond as you are of Conduit in this. I think it's fine. You can, however, go for the SP again and grip the Mistweaver on it. I think Mistweaver and SP die in this matchup because the Pharaoh will just kite you both, and when you're on the SP, you will just get more cleave down. This is like legit. If I had to guess without knowing the rating, I'd say this is like at least a 2-1 lobby. Like not current 2-1, but like in Dragonflight 2-1 lobby, maybe a bit higher to 2 in general because the general game sense is very good. If I had to guess, there's not a lot of very new players, but everybody has a rough understanding of what he has to do. I just like it. Also, UUI is in general very decent. Like I said, I would optimize it and get like something like ability team tracker, um, just to make it easier for yourself to know. Do I need to trinket to, for example, save the DK? Does he have IBF? Is there something I need to press for my dragon, or does he wall? Small stuff like that. But the UI is very good. I think you said before this is the skill capped UI, and I think that shows. Um, this is something like I said earlier. Um, he incarns, you're full bled, just fire blooded afterwards, and just fuck him over. Yeah, just fire blood this and just make him hate his life every time. You will fall for this every time. He will always fake there. Let him fake once and then kick him afterwards. He will always do this to mess with your healer and get his trinket. Or your trinket for that matter. I would have liked Fire Blood more than what you did, because you could have just Fire Blooded and taken or you could just take the clone in general, because it's all his damages on you. So like, yeah, fuck it. It is what it is. Get cloned, lose a bit of pressure and timing, and then be fine. Now you could go for the Mistweaver, because Cocoon, Shadow Priest is haloing in the back. He presses Conduit, he's in your face. Just hit him. There's nothing you lose, and at best you force his wall, and he becomes a viable swap target down the line. Also, I like your DK's call. Hitting the SP is also decent. The only person you shouldn't be hitting right now is the Feral into the Cocoon. You lucked out of the sweep. Because your role, even if it wasn't on purpose, basically made it so that you did not get swept by the DK, by the Mistweaver. Nice kick. Incap the healer, incap the healer, incap the healer. You can sweep, you can sweep, you can sweep, you can sweep. Oh, you win the round if you sweep. I really like your incap. You can sweep this. You're very hesitant to sweep. You hold your sweep for like way too long right here. If you sweep like 10 seconds earlier, if you sweep, you win the round because, or at least you force a trinket. Because that's just pressure that forces his wall earlier, and you have his healer CC'd, so he can't keep him up, and he's on like 30%. Um, it's just you want your sweep desperately for your conduit, and I can tell it instantly, and that's just like a huge tempo loss. Tempo is something I'm not sure if everybody is familiar with that, but a bit like in League of Legends, I guess is the easier terms. Um, WoW is not like a game where you just brawl. It's a bit like chess or like League of Legends, where everybody on the map has his move, and depending on where you have like a certain advantage, you can make plays around the map. So if you have like more people up top, for example, it's easier to take Dragon if you have like more people down bot. Um, but in the meantime, you can take like a tower top in League of Legends. And right here, it's the same thing. Um, you're not winning by punching him for like a billion damage instantly all the time if his healer is free and his SP is free. Um, but you gain advantages by forcing them to press their buttons, even if you do not have the damage. Your conduit down the line might win the game if he does not have the wall anymore or his trinket, because you guys have other stuns. You have the DK pet stun, you have strangulate on the healer, you have the dragonfly, like deep breath, you have sleepwalk on the healer, and so on. That's also like a win condition. What you're doing is delaying your own sweep for like 30 seconds, and he's like the Feral is free to evade damage by just running away, and that loses you the game just from pure pressure from the standpoint, because they are recovering, the healer is having time to top him, the trinket is coming back up, and they are getting damage out in the meantime, and well, that's a bit unfortunate because if you sweep earlier, you force the trinket, you gain the momentum, and that wins the game a bit earlier. That's something that you will learn down the line. Obviously, like it's a very rough explanation. I do not take like 10 minutes right now and explain the minute detail of it, but in general, just why I think it's not a good thing to do to hold your sweep. Um, Sweep, yes, it's a setup tool. You have clash, just get two people together and just clash them. When they are off the R, it's very good to do. Especially if you have a DK and you don't even need to clash because he grips people together and you sweep. It's the combo is always the same. Grip, DK blind, wait one or two globals, sweep. And that's basically it. You still force a trinket at the wall and you force a lot, and you will probably still win the game, but you could have had it easier. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. No. Wait. I tell you why I say no. He gets sleepwalked, right here, and you're so desperate to break it. Just break the cocoon in the meantime or hit the SP. You can literally hit everything else except this. This is what gains you pressure. And breaking this is very bad for you. Still conduit, still conduit, still conduit. If you'd conduit a bit earlier, the game is also won. Yeah, you will still win, but wait. If you conduit with your Storm, Earth, and Fire, or probably it's gone. Wait, is it gone? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you shouldn't. Oh, it's timing out right here. Okay. Never mind me. You not conduiting was good. But wait, you still have pressure here. Your conduit is back up. This is obviously like you sit the full stun. But in general, if you had it up right here, and he casts a clone on you, you can just use it with your Storm Earth and Fire. It will still get a lot of pressure out and will still almost guaranteed kill him, or at least force him super low and then he dies afterwards. Um, but yeah, it's okay that you do not do it because your Storm Earth and Fire times out. That's my bad, and I apologize. You're still very hesitant. After you strike of the Windlord, you can just use Conduit. You hold it too long again. It's not terrible, but it's also not good. Last round, this is probably the hardest for you. Um, I say the same thing I did earlier. I'd probably go DK simply because you can cleave from him and the Feral won't evade you all the time. Feral will open you again. Try to grab combat so your stacks go higher. Don't. Oh, that's such a bad stun by the DK. Oh, he's mad. Incap the Feral here. You incap him to delay the opener from him. It's a good stun. You can Ring of Peace afterwards so he doesn't instantly reconnect to the Feral. Your dragon made a field goal, but it's okay. I like your incap out. Oh, that's very close for you to kill. You should have Ring of Peace the Feral clone. If you used it on your healer, that is bad news. You have some. You have a keybind somewhere. I think that overlaps with your wall because I'm not sure if you intend to wall right here, but you do for a very weird reason. He clones and now you pop your wall sometime. This you try to do something else I think because I don't think you're thinking that you're getting pressured a lot. Maybe you can explain afterwards. This is something. Funnily enough, I'm very certain you did not intend to do this, but your wall is great here because you pre-wall the long Maim stun and Feral Frenzy. Um, if you intend to do this, which obviously you did, I mean it's a skill game and I know you knew it in advance. This is great. If you're the Feral right now, this is a big troll to do it while your wall is still up. You can sweep here in general again. There's no DR and just makes it easier. Especially now that sweep, 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 sweep. You're holding your sweep again. This is too long for you to wait to sweep. I'm not sure what you're waiting on with the sweep. Because there's no DR, the healer is in it as well. If you just jump there, you get a triple sweep. You have like 8 triple sweeps right here for the last 15 seconds. And I'm not certain why he dies, but I mean, we take it. But in general, let me show you when you can triple sweep and win the game. Or force everything. From what point onward? Okay. Now it's already a good sweep because you get DK and Feral and relieve pressure from your SP. If you move a single step forward, this is a triple sweep out of the sleepwalk. What you're doing, you incap 2 seconds short of the sleepwalk falling. Still good. Now, still okay. I mean, you almost 3 seconds even. Still okay. It's not good. The incap could have been better. Could have been worse. Not bad. If you move a single step over here, if you just move here, you get a triple sweep and you win the game. You hold it. You hold it still. If you move here, you get a triple sweep. It's great knockup, prevents him from cloning. If you move a single step to your left, you can win the game instantly because you still get like everybody in CC. He has the trinket, has no buttons afterwards. He gets silence probably, and he's dead. You hold it. He revivals. Silence is not possible right now. But the Feral is low, but now he is in bear form. Now it's not like that good of a sweep anymore. In a second he will swap back. Now a great time to sweep again. Even if you just try to move here again with a roll, you have one. I'm very certain. You have 3. You can just triple sweep and you win the game. There's nothing they can do. Now he rolls through. Triple sweep, still very good. You keep holding it. You're very hesitant to sweep. You win the game, but you're very, very hesitant on the sweep. This is something you need to work on. This is probably the biggest thing that you need to work on. In general, good job. Like the game was well played. Um, well, I stole a bit of video footage there. In general, your gameplay is very good. Like you do so many things that are on point and that are really good, and that you can already like be proud of. You have a very good game understanding. Your damage in general looks fine. I think you PvE'd before probably because it shows. But the one big thing that you need to learn, or that I want to give to you that you need to improve on, or basically two things. You need to watch Psyfiends more often because Psyfiend put like a lot of pressure out in basically all the rounds because every DPS ignored it for too long. Um, Psyfiend, then Totem of Wrath, like the new Sky Fury totem of shamans. Um, a grounding totem, probably Counter Strike, if that is something that has been played into you. Then Psyfiend, these are all like important targets for you to clear. Observer, if you can get it, because they force so much from your team, and if you ignore it for too long, it's very hard to come back. And then, secondly, I think I explained it in the end a bit more clear. You need to watch your sweep timings. You're very hesitant to sweep because in the start, in the first round, you were very eager to sweep on a triple DR target, but afterwards you held it for like 30 seconds, like a few times, and that can be good, but Windwalker moved away from being like a setup class. You're so reliant on the tempo that you gain from sweeping and that from seeing others that they fall behind, that they can't catch back up, that you can use that to your advantage because you outdamage these people right now. From just the game, I can tell that you have like long ways to go and you just need a bit of experience and you will do just fine. It was really good, really. Um, yeah, and then lastly, that is a smaller thing that was more important in Dragonflight than it is now. But when you get incarned by the Feral and you have like a single priest dot, you can just fire blood it, like Dark Iron Dwarf racial it, and not only does he lose his pressure, you gain a lot of advantages as well, even if you can't shrink it anymore for like 30 seconds. But all his damage is gone, and that is something that you can keep an eye on. Besides that, well played, dude, and there's not a lot to criticize. Keep it up, and you will climb on your own. GG's.